internally, we can be women. We could be our worst enemies. We should embrace people who take us to another level.
Following Sheryl Swoopes' comments about the uprising WNBA superstar, Caitlin Clark, Nancy Lieberman couldn't help but respond. Lieberman said that for the first time in history, Clark has brought the WNBA to new heights. She even called Clark the most famous woman athlete in the world right now. Well, when you look at Clark's fame and success, it is hard to argue. But even despite all the success and fame that Caitlin has got not only for herself but for the sport as well, there are still people who don't agree. Among the most vocal critics of Caitlin Clark is Sheryl Swoopes. The former WNBA star has expressed her opinion about the rookie start now and again. And in her opinion, Clark does not deserve the fame that she is receiving.
Anything away from what she's done, but if you're talking about breaking records, then if this player did it in this amount of time, then you should do it in that same amount of time. So,
whether it's about Clark's breaking of Kelsey Plum's point records or all the fame that she's been basking in lately, Sheryl Swoopes has always been skeptical. And this skepticism of Swoopes about Clark didn't sit well with Lieberman. It's so important for us to understand that there are going to be generational players, Lieberman said on Stephen Smith's show. I'm not saying everybody's not going to be on the same talent level, but I'm saying that Caitlin Clark has just caught the attention of the world. She might be the most visible athlete in the world right now. Lieberman argued that the mere fact that Clark is single-handedly making the WNBA a new sensation is not only going to benefit her, but all the women's basketball players.
Why wouldn't you want to ride that train to success? Because it will change your tax bracket, incrementally because of what she's doing.
However, Lieberman is not alone in her support for Clark. Famous sports anchor Stephen Smith also admitted his support for Caitlin, claiming she deserved a chance on the Olympic team. In addition to Stephen Smith and the legend Nancy Lieberman, the former football star, Shannon Sharpe has also been vocal against all the heat that Caitlin has been getting lately, especially from Swoopes.
Y'all had a lot to say early. And if you think I'm talking to you, I am. Make no mistake about it, I'm talking to you. You know who you are. One of you was a former coach.
The tension between Swoopes and Clark can be measured by the fact that Swoopes didn't call Indiana Fever versus Dallas Wings. In fact, it was Nancy Lieberman who stepped in to commentate. When asked why Swoopes was absent, Lieberman said that it was obvious the producers weren't going to let bias enter the broadcast. But regardless of what argument or facts have been thrown at Swoopes, she doesn't seem to change her mind. She has even become angry with her friend and colleague, Nancy Lieberman, for speaking the truth. In her interview with Smith, Lieberman admitted that their friendship wasn't going well. I called Sheryl Swoopes as a friend and I said, "You can have your own opinion about anybody, but you do have to get the stats right." She got upset with me, and so our relationship is pretty much not happening at this point, Lieberman told Smith. When Smith asked what Lieberman thought was the biggest reason for Sheryl to be critical of Clark, this is what she said.
It's not a Caitlin thing, it's a people thing. I mean, people were so jealous of Michael Jordan back in 1984 when he came out of, UNC. Chicago Stadium was half empty.
After Nancy Lieberman's truth bombshell, Sheryl Swoopes couldn't hold herself back and took to Twitter. She said, "Nancy Lieberman decided she was going to be upset that I said it was going to be an adjustment period for Caitlin Angel, all the rookies, but in particular Caitlin, and that I didn't think she would come in the league and dominate right away. It's my opinion." Not only that, Swoopes even said that Lieberman never called her about Caitlin Clark. Swoopes further said, "So she got upset that I said that. So she decided she was going to go to Twitter, which is what people do. She was going to go to Twitter and try to call me out. And I don't have it. But it's somewhere out there in the universe where she actually posted, 'Oh, why can't we just let them be great? Let me introduce you to Caitlin Clark.'" Whatever has been happening between Swoopes and Lieberman lately, one thing is clear. Swoopes isn't a huge fan of Clark, at least not as much as we are. But the funny thing is she has never confessed to any of the people, not even her friend, Nancy Lieberman, why Caitlin isn't worthy of all the praise. So when Lieberman called her out for the drama, Swoopes couldn't help but lash out at Nancy. In all of this drama, one thing is clear: WNBA is reaching new heights. And a huge credit for this success goes to Caitlin Clark, whether someone likes it or not. Lieberman said that instead of being jealous and resentful, we should appreciate what Clark has been doing for the sports. Because at the end of the day, it's not just her that would benefit from it, but all the sports. When you look at the data, Lieberman's thoughts become clearer. Caitlin Clark is having a historic rookie season, shattering WNBA records and making history along the way. She is averaging 18.7 points, 8.4 assists, and 5.6 rebounds per game, with shooting percentages of 42.4% from the field and 34.1% from beyond the arc. But that's not all. Let's take a moment to look back at one of the most memorable nights in WNBA history. On July 21st, 2024, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, two of the league's brightest rookie stars, faced off against the U.S. women's national team in a thrilling exhibition game. According to Nielsen data, this showdown drew an incredible 3.4 million viewers on ABC, marking a 139% increase from the previous record set back in 2003, which was 1.4 million viewers. Team WNBA's 117-109 victory now ranks as the third most-watched game in WNBA history. The only games to surpass it were the league's opening weekend back in June 1997, when the New York Liberty took on the Los Angeles Sparks, pulling in 5.04 million viewers, and the Charlotte Stings match against the Phoenix Mercury the very next day, which drew 3.59 million viewers. Caitlin Clark's journey to greatness in the 2024 WNBA season has been nothing short of extraordinary. From her remarkable performances at Iowa to becoming a standout rookie in the WNBA, Clark has shattered records and redefined what it means to be a rising star in women's basketball. Her incredible skill set, ranging from deep three-pointers to pinpoint assists, has drawn comparisons to some of the greatest players in the game. Averaging nearly 19 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds per game, she's proven herself as a force to be reckoned with on the court. However, her meteoric rise hasn't come without its share of critics. Some detractors have labeled her overrated, suggesting that the hype surrounding her is unjustified. Others have tried to diminish her success by questioning whether she's being celebrated more because of her race or background rather than her talent. Despite the noise, Clark has remained focused, using the criticism as fuel to continue improving and proving her worth. Her resilience in the face of adversity and her ability to silence doubters through her on-court performances have solidified her status as one of the most exciting and impactful players in the league today. Despite the intense scrutiny, Caitlin Clark has embraced the pressure and thrived under the spotlight. She has not only met expectations but exceeded them, becoming a symbol of excellence in the WNBA. While Nancy Lieberman and Sheryl Swoopes are busy facing the differences, Caitlin Clark is focused on her upcoming games and not only defeating Angel Reese for the Rookie of the Year, but also levitating her team's position. Let us know what you think about all the hate Clark receives in the comments below. And while you are at it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay updated about the upcoming matches in the WNBA.